Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allows you to record and edit your broadcast so it sounds great. And they even distribute your broadcast for you so that it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So make sure you download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. This is FET News. Yes. Hello, everyone. This is FET News. I am your host, Andrew Frett. So, I'm going to tell you what is happening this week. So, this week, I am back. Yours truly, Andrew Frett, is back. I'll be back on Wednesday, April 1st, with a brand new episode of Future Educators Talk. But right before a brand new episode of Future Educators Talk, make sure you listen to my brand new mini-series, Frett Education Thoughts. Yes, that will be coming out right before a brand new episode of Future Educators Talk. Plus, Across the State comes back on Saturday, April the 4th. Yes, we are very excited to bring back Across the State after having a 2 weeks. After a 2-week break. Then we will announce a brand new co-host. Yes, that's right, a brand new co-host to the FET family very soon. So make sure you tune in, because you never know what's going to happen. Also, speaking of make sure you tune in. We are going to start videoing FET News in April. So make sure you stay tuned. And don't forget to follow us, Future Educators Talk, on our Instagram at Future Educators Talk, on Twitter at Future Ed Talk on Twitter, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Future Educators Talk, and make sure you hit that bell so that you'll be notified when a brand new episode comes out. Yes, and also make sure you like our page on Facebook at Future Educators Talk. Also, a brand new episode of Future Educators Talk comes out every Wednesday, so make sure you tune in. Alright, speaking of every Wednesday, make sure you tune in to Frett's Education Thoughts every Saturday for my thoughts about the previous episode of Future Educators Talk. So make sure you tune in, and make sure you follow Frett's Education Thoughts on Twitter at FrettEd Thoughts on Twitter. Alright. And also, you can follow your host, Andrew Frett, you can also follow me on my Twitter page at Darren_Frett on Twitter, and on Instagram at It's Andrew Frett. Yes. And also, you can follow Damian Anderson on Instagram as well at the Damian Anderson, because he is the only one. On Twitter at It's _Damian Anderson. And make sure you also on Facebook as well at facebook.com. Yes, that's right, facebook.com slash Damian.Anderson.5876. Yes, so make sure you do that. Until then, of course, I'm your host, Andrew Frett, and I will see y'all on a brand new episode of Future Educators Talk on Wednesday. Until then, stay safe, make sure you wash your hands and take care.
Hello, everyone. I hope all of you guys are staying safe out there and are doing very well. So, welcome to another episode of Future Educators Talk. I am your host, Damian Anderson.
And I am Andrew Frett, returning back to this episode after taking a 2-week break because of my work schedule.
Yes. You hear him, guys? Andrew Frett is back on Future Educators Talk. I'm so glad that you are back on. So, just tell us, what have you been doing, since you was on break, and how are you doing right now?
Right now, I've been working. I know I said it in my mini series, which I'm gonna get to in just a second. That I've been working in the mornings now, which is a lot different from last month, where I used to work in the afternoons. Now I work in the mornings, which is probably around 6 or 7 o'clock, versus last month where I didn't have to go in until about 12 or 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's a big time change as that. Also, my mini-series, Frett Education Thoughts, which is a brand new mini-series, a brand new segment here on Future Educators Talk. Since I cannot, during the break, since I can't be able to record with you, I've decided to create a mini-series or a mini-segment where listeners can hear my thoughts about the episodes that you already talked about on Future Educators Talk. And speaking of which, on today's episode, right before Future Educators Talk, you're going to hear an episode where not only a 3-year-old left behind on a preschool field trip, but also going to be talking about something that happened in my neck of the woods, in my state. So I'm going to be talking about that on today's episode of Frett's Education Thought. So I am back, not officially, but I am back.
Yes. And speaking on that, let's tell our listeners, what is the fate of Future Educators Talk for the rest of this season, and probably starting into season 4. So what is our plan moving on forward? Are you going to be on some episodes for season 3, and then it's just going to be mainly me, or how are we going to do this since you are working in the mornings now?
So the plan is hopefully, if my body can energize, I am energized and ready. The plan is to record with you in some episodes. Now that, again, like I said, now I think starting Friday, I'm now working. Now I don't have to go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now I get that extra hour of sleep, which means I don't have to go to work till 7. which means I'll probably have to get ready around about 6:20, 6:30. So my plan is to record with you and set episodes. If I have to get up around 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll do it. That's one of the sacrifices that I will do, that I will have to do in order to make this podcast going. Because without me or without Damian, it's just a single person, and of course, everybody's going to ask, "What happened to this person? What happened to this person?" And from the positive people on Instagram, especially on Instagram too, and plus of many special guests that tell us in every episode, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. So that's my goal, is to keep going.
All right. So you heard it there, you guys. So let's get into today's topic, which is, we are going to give our opinions on what we think, since everything that's happening right now in the world with the coronavirus, and schools are closed, and now students, they are at home being like homeschooled pretty much now, and their parents have to do it all. We are going to discuss, since students, they are, right now they are doing online classes now, and including myself as well. So we will try to maybe give out some tips or whatever that we can help them in a possible way. So, and probably tutoring or whatever. So, let's just hop right into it. So,
I'm sorry.
No, you could go ahead.
Before we get right into it, I don't know we already talked about this, but I did share my opinion about Damian's college story on my mini-series. So I don't know if we're going to do it today on this episode, where you're going to answer some of my questions or not. So again, I'm sorry. So
no, it's fine. We would do that once we finish talking about this episode. So at the end of the episode, is that all right with you?
That's fine.
All right. So I myself right now am doing online classes. This is my second week, and I'm going to be doing it for the remainder of my semester. And last week, when we first started doing it, on that first day, on that Monday, I was like, of course it's different. We're videoing, our teachers and then students. It's different from not, physically being in that classroom learning, and now we have to do it online. And I feel that, I don't know how I feel about it, but in the coming weeks, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it, because as of right now, I'm just quite not used to doing this. We're all, all the students, well, myself, I like to be in that classroom, seeing the teacher, physically, we're doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And now, online classes is just, doing it at our homes. It's technology, something, could happen, but it's to me, it's kind of, I don't know how I feel about that. And then also, there are some tutoring opportunities for me that I can do as well if I need help in one of my classes. But again, that would have to be through online. So, I don't know how I feel about that just yet.
Well, for me, I don't really know because I never took an online class. I was more a, being in the classroom type of guy. And actually, as a matter of fact, I think when I was in middle school or in high school, I actually wanted to take an online class just to see how it feels. But my teacher recommends me to do that face-to-face learning, like be in the, like you're actually in the classroom learning, so that you can ask questions, versus online. Yes, you will ask questions, but however, you have to do it in a certain time frame, or aka office hours. And so, and plus teachers, they have stuff going on as well, and probably they won't respond to you in the next, next 24 hours or the next 12 hours. So, you got to keep that in mind as well.
Especially, and I know for all the teachers, this is like very rough for them. This is kind of hard for them because they're missing their students so much, and it's just a lot for them. This is like totally different from them because it's like now they were teaching, in a classroom to doing it online.
Right.
And also their parents, and now the parents have to homeschool their children now.
Right.
And they are like, some of them, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, they have like no clue. And we don't know how long this is going to last. We don't know. But it's, I understand with the teachers and also the parents, because this is totally rough on them. This is very hard on them, putting like even more stress onto them. So it's a lot. It's
the new normal. It's the new normal. And I think parents can agree that teachers do so much for their kids. Now that they're realizing that they're homeschooling their kids, now parents starts to realize, oh my goodness, they do so much for our kids now. The stuff that teachers go through, now we have to go through the same thing that teacher does. So it's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. So let's see, can we like give the students and then whoever like some tips of how they can manage all of this, what's going on? I want to put out some positivity for this episode.
Okay, so some positive. Trying to think of a segment here. Well, not really. Well, yeah, a segment. Positivity thoughts. With I don't know. It will pop in my head one day. It will pop in my head, but continue.
So, well, for one thing, is to try to stay calm through all of this. It's going to go away eventually, but as of right now, we just all need to just stay calm. Don't try to worry about it so much that it potentially like mess up your mind and stuff. Just stay calm through all of this. We're going to get through this together. We're all in this together. So just stay calm.
Yes, absolutely. And that's all part of mental health. It's to take care of yourself. Enjoy this time to take care of yourself.
Yes.
If you couldn't do it because you have stuff going on, or you got sports, or you got afternoon chores, I mean, yes, you're going to have chores, but take this time to relax. Do something that you love at home. If you want to take a walk outside, do so. Of course, you got to follow that 6 feet rule, but enjoy. Take a walk, or play outside. Do whatever that your mind set free. Because I promise you're gonna enjoy yourself.
Right. Absolutely right. The next thing I have is with tutoring. Well, I mentioned this earlier. With tutoring, if your schools are providing tutoring for you to do online, take the opportunity of that.
Yes.
Take all the opportunity to do that, because this will really help out with your schoolwork, whatever you're doing. So take advantage of that, please, because for the remainder of this semester, for me, I am absolutely going to take advantage of tutoring, of what I need help in with one of my classes. So please take the opportunity.
Yes. And to add to that, if your school doesn't provide tutoring, go to your classmates.
Yes.
Like I said when I was talking to Damian, I think like yesterday or a couple of days ago, I said, I have this idea where why not we help students, especially math, where we can help students, tutoring students. Since we already graduated high school, and technically we're not a teacher, but that will actually help us, be a teacher almost.
Exactly.
So yeah, take advantage of that, so that if your classmate needs help and you already figure out the problem, help them so that they can get a better understanding of the lesson or the homework, which is different from cheating. A whole lot different from cheating.
Yeah.
So yeah.
trying to think of another tip to give out.
I want to add something too as well.
Oh,
I don't know if you've seen this on the news or not, but I like how teachers do a parade. Like they get in their cars and do a parade
oh
in the
yes.
student neighborhood. I really like
Mm-hmm.
that idea. That to me shows how much that teachers care about their
Yes.
students. They really care.
Yes.
By doing that, you know, that shows, hey, I really care about you. Hey, I miss you in my
Mm-hmm.
classroom. Yes, you may be, yes, you may be, trying to think of a word, disrupted at times in my classroom. But at the end of the day, you know, you're still my
They,
student.
yes,
Even
absolutely.
once you graduate from high school or from middle school, you're still my student regardless.
Yes. I just absolutely love that they are during, all this difficult time that's going on, they still want to, check up on their students, go through,
Mm-hmm.
their neighborhoods to see
Right.
that, yeah, hey, I still care for all of you guys. We love you so much. We miss y'all so much. We miss being in the classroom with y'all. We just wanted to explore your neighborhood to say, hey, we're in this together, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're not alone in this. So
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I deeply love that.
And also, shout out to the school districts that are handing out free food to students as well. Because I know
Yeah.
many students, they don't have food at home, and the only food that they, receive is at school. So
Mm-hmm.
shout out to those school districts that does. I know some of them does a school meal pickup,
Yeah.
or they have bus drivers drive the buses to homes and deliver the meals to the students or to the families. So I really, again, we are in this together.
Mm-hmm.
We are in this together.
Absolutely. Um. So another, another tip I would like to give out would be to okay, this is for all the students and whoever, is to call your loved ones, the people that you love, regularly, especially during this time. Because it's like during this time of distant learning that we're all doing, all the students are doing, students, they may feel isolated. They
Mm-hmm.
feel isolated or lonely. And contacting, your loved ones as often as you can, either, by email, comment, on the phone. This can make a huge difference, especially for those students like without internet access. So you just call in regularly to your loved ones. And what about your teachers as well? Like to see how are they doing through all of this? Like, want to hear their opinion. Like, how are they doing during this difficult time? That can help a lot. I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's just to show how much, you know, they care. I think I saw a tweet by Mr. Gumpton, who is a teacher in my state, where I think he sent out a tweet, or he tweeted he had a first conference call with his first period, and immediately the first question that his students ask is he still getting paid? That's just to show that how much that they care about him. That's just to show how much they care about him. So it's incredible. Oh my goodness, it's incredible. Really, really and truly.
It is, really is. Now, another tip for is, now, what I would like to throw this tip out here. What can the parents do to help, like, themselves, their kids out during this difficult time? So one thing is things they can do something about, and number two, things they can do nothing about. So as example of the first, you might be worried that you're probably, like, let's say you're running out of bread or eggs or whatever. You can do something about this. Like, get to the store, dig up a recipe or something, recruit others for help. So an example of the second might be worried over unemployment, or wondering where the next paycheck will come from. So this, when stress arises in the first category, go for it, bake that bread. When it comes to the second, there are two helpful paths. The first is acceptance, which is easy to say and hard to do. And the second is finding some positive distractions, like talking to a friend, make phone calls, either watching some movies to help, exercising. I'm seeing, like, a lot of people during this time, they are doing that right now, exercising. And we just got to stay positive through all this. So.
Yep, that's right. Like I said earlier, take this opportunity to take a walk or exercise. And enjoy, well, where I am right now, it's about to rain, but you might as well do it now before it rains. I don't know what the weather is like in Tennessee right now, but enjoy the weather. If you're listening in North Carolina, I don't know the weather in all parts of the country, but however, take this opportunity to take a walk or do whatever you need to do outside. Just like a couple of days ago, here in North Carolina, it was like 80 something degrees. Yes, you heard me right. 80 something degrees. 86, as a matter of fact. And immediately, I saw people walking. I see people running. I see people riding their bikes up and down the neighborhood. I think I see someone having a picnic outside. Yes, a picnic. The good old days. I see some people, wearing sunglasses. Like Mother Nature said, she's gonna give us some nice weather, and she did. She did. Especially on Twitter too. I see people on Twitter grilling. Grilling steaks, hot dog, barbecuing.
Yes, all of the things to, just find something that you enjoy to do. Try to keep busy. So just find whatever that is. So, my next tip here, probably the last one maybe, is how can parents help their kids? Is to create routines for them. It doesn't. Now, this doesn't have to be like the military, but
no.
But kids, they need the world to be predictable more than they need it to be consistently pleasant. So anything we can do to move toward routines, it's going to work out in the better. So what's hard is that parents, they have lost their routine as well. Especially during this time here, they have to work with something else. So again, be gentle with yourself and your kids as well. Like during this time, have like aspirational routines. Make routines that works for you and assess them. Refine them until they become sturdy for whatever you want your plan to be. It's just do this again gently. Find something that works for you and your kids during this time.
Right. And I like how parents are setting, I think I see this on either on Twitter or on Facebook, where parents setting a time schedule.
Yes.
A time schedule. And, I really like that as well. But you have to also, because I'm pretty sure there are parents that are out there that has to work under the essential business, like hospitals and stuff like that. So, for those people, you want to make sure you set a schedule either before you leave, or either before you leave to go to work, or as soon as you get up in the morning. So that when your kids get up in the morning when you leave, they'll see the schedule either on the kitchen counter or on the living room counter, wherever the case may be, or on top of the refrigerator, wherever the case may be, so that stuff like that.
So is there any tips that you would like to give out? Some more tips that you would like to give out?
No. Just know that we all in this together, even myself.
Yes.
Because I'm still working, because my company is an essential business. So I'm pretty sure there are people out there that are wondering about me right now, because I'm still working. I'm doing okay. We are taking precautions. We are making sure that our hands are washed.
Yes. Mentioned that in the last episode.
Yes. Which I'm gonna talk about in our brand new episode of Cross the States, I'm gonna share something I saw yesterday that really my nerves. So be prepared for that. Sanitizing our hands. We are making sure that we wipe everything down.
Yes.
From the monitor, well, not the monitor, the POS system and the pin pads and the doors. I just found this out yesterday that we are installing plexiglass around the POS system. So I wonder what it looks like when I come back on Thursday. So of course it's going to be a huge adjustment now. So like I said, we're our company is taking precautions.
Okay.
Taking measures. So.
All right. So that's the end of that topic right there. So I hope those what we gave out try that can help a little bit. I hope so. So that's the end of that topic. Now moving on to what Andrew has some questions for me to answer about.
Look, I took notes.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to be answering some questions. We'll give y'all some answers. Not questions. I'm going to be giving y'all some answers of my college story. All right. Whenever you're ready to ask me.
Let's see if I still have the questions.
So, for the ones that didn't know, I did an entire episode this season where I share for the very first time my college story and how it had impacted my life. So that's what I did on this season, and also on our new podcast I share it as well. So if you haven't checked that out, please do check it out to hear my thoughts, what I'm sharing. So check it out if you haven't already.
All right. Yeah, please check it out. It's exclusive, very exclusive. Like, he didn't tell me about the story, so you might want to go check it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am ready.
All right.
All right. So the first thing which I did talk about. Talk about this on my miniseries. I did a full episode on this miniseries, and I did main thought, which is kind of like the summarize of the main point of view, which is now renamed to What We Learn. So the What We Learn moment is you have to move on from that homesickness, because once you move out and getting your life together, let's say getting your own house or getting your own apartment, of course you're gonna feel homesick, but at the end of the day, of course you're gonna miss your family. But just remember that your family is just a phone call away, or don't move too far where you can't visit him. Um, and of course, you're gonna have to leave the nest someday. You can't stay in the nest forever. You're gonna have to move because next thing you know, you're gonna have a girlfriend. Then next thing you know, you're gonna have kids. Next thing you know, you're gonna get married, etc., etc., etc. And you can't just stay in one spot forever. So you're gonna have to move on from homesickness. Now, for me, of course, I was homesick when I was at home, William Peace, because I felt like I was not going to see them again until I realized that we have winter break, spring break, fall break, and that I can come back to them and just stay over there for like a week or whenever the break ends and then go back. And also, you can make Skype calls to them as well whenever they're not busy as well. So there are different alternatives to relieve that homesickness. So that's the main learn moment right there. All right. So the first question. So that wasn't really a question. That was the main summary, as you call it. So the first question I have is your former roommate. So do you still have connections with your former roommate?
Do I still have connection? Let's see. Now when I have returned back last year in September, for a couple of weeks, I was still contacting him, keeping in touch with him to see how he's doing. Ever since I left, but then quite after that, we just stopped doing that. But I do follow him on all of his social medias to see like what he has been doing. And so, I mean, yeah, when I came back, I still kept in touch with him, but as of right now, as of today, no, I am not. So, but he is doing well. He is doing very well.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. That's just good. I think that's the main important there is stay connected with your former roommates to see the growth and see what they're doing, even after college. Because you never know, y'all might meet up again, or y'all might do a reunion or something. So it's a good idea to stay connected with your former roommate. My next question is, what was your first day living in the dorm like after the move in? So you moved in. So what was the first day living in the dorms? Like I would say the day after the move in.
Okay. It was amazing. It was like nice. It's perfect. Now, I am not used to sharing a room with anyone. Well, I used to with my sister, but this was like a long time ago when it was like little. But I mean, that day, it was like perfect for me. It was just like having my own space, kind of like a little bit. I could go, pretty much whatever I wanted to go, come back whenever I wanted to come back. It was just, the whole day, it was perfect. I could, do whatever I wanted to do. And so I had a great first date after that. It was perfect for me. Anything I just could have asked for.
All right. My next question is, so I'm gonna pronounce this wrong, and I know it. Did you make any friends? So, before you went to before you transfer over to the community college, did you make any friends while you was at Austin Peay University? I don't know if I said that correctly.
You quite got Austin Peay. So yes, I did make a few friends over there. I absolutely did. I made a few friends over there. It's a lifetime thing, that friendship. So I absolutely did make some friends over there. It wasn't like that I was that alone because to me, like, back then at that time, I was like, okay, when I come over here, I'm not gonna make friends over here because to me it's not going to be the same as my friends back at home, because I'm used to these friends over here. We grew up together, and now I just gotta start, because for me, I'm not that kind of it takes me a while to get to know someone, to become friends with them. It takes a while for me. And some people may not like that, but for me, it's going to take a while for me to see if you and I should be friends or not. I gotta see, like, what do you do? Like, I gotta see it all. I have to see it all before I become, if I want to be friends with you or not. So that's me right there. So yes, I did make some friends while I was there.
Yeah, it's kind of like a test. I always tell them every single time, you have to pass the test. If you don't, then not trying to be rude or anything, but I mean, like, I'll still talk to you, but you haven't really passed the test. You have to pass the test. So my next question is, when you cried, when you cried in your dorm when your mother and your sister and your pastor left, you said, "Thank goodness that he wasn't there." Why did you say that? Like, can you explain to me why?
Okay, so when they left, it was like before they left, I was just started to cry because we was all outside and it was just like getting to me. And when my mom said that, I believe it's time for us to go, I just started crying a little bit. And once they got into the car, I said this, once they got into the car, I was heading back to my dorm room, but I stayed at that door where we first came in, watched them leave, and once they left, started crying, went back, I wiped, all my tears away. I went back to my dorm room, And he wasn't there. My roommate, he wasn't there. So,
okay.
And I was just like, to myself, I was like, whew, thank goodness that he's not here, because I don't want, now this is just me, I don't know why I feel like this, I don't want people, anyone, that's someone I do not know, to see me like cry. I don't know why I feel like this. I don't want anybody to like see me cry, because then I will have to like explain myself to them. And I'm just not that, to me, I'm just not that kind of a person that does that. I don't know why. It's just that, again, I mentioned this on this podcast, that I like to keep things to myself. I just don't like to let it all out. It's just, it stays in this heart of mine, and it's just, I don't want to share it. I just don't want to share it. So I don't know. I don't know why I felt like that day, that once I went back to my dorm room, he wasn't there, and I was like to myself, oh, thank goodness he's not here, because like, what if he was there, Damian? What if he was there and he saw me to cry? Then he will ask, hey, are you okay? Is there something happened? Then I'll have to like explain myself. Now I know if that had happened and I told him what had happened, he would understand like where I'm coming from, because he probably had that same exact experience, or not. Who knows? But so yeah, I don't know. So that's what I have to say on that.
Okay. You kind of answered. You kind of which, going to the second, my next question is, you kind of answered that question actually. Is what if he did come in and saw you crying? He probably gave you some encouragement. So, which you basically said, it kind of read my thoughts. But that is absolutely right. He could have gave you some encouragement. He could have, there's so much. All right. So my next question is, you said in the episode, you said that's not type of your environment. And which leads to a question, which is, what is your type of environment when it comes to picking a college, or picking some colleges?
My type of environment is something like fresh. I like I don't like big old space, a whole lot of space. I like something to be quite, I don't like a large space. I like something to be quite like medium. Something that's just, there's quite not like a whole lot of people there. Too much people. And the atmosphere has to be like just right for me. It has to be decent, it has to be nice. Because if not, because once I was there at that university, I felt something wasn't right about it. I felt it in my heart, and it was telling me that this is not the right school for me. I didn't know why, but something just came across me as saying, this is not your space. It's totally not. So I'm just looking for something medium. Just something medium. There's not like a whole lot of people there. And so that's kind of like my atmosphere right there of what I am looking for.
Okay. All right. I don't know if you remember this from the episode or not, but I think your aunt said you have to give it a try. I think.
No.
I may be
You're
wrong.
Totally right. You're totally right.
When he was in the car, I think when he was y'all was about to go shopping, and you talked to her saying that you want to leave and go to a different college, and she said that you have to give it a try. Like, you already in your, I think, first week or first month of college, and which I completely understand what your aunt is saying. You have to give it a try. Because you haven't really experienced like full college experience. Of course, it's not your type of environment, but you have to give it a try. Of course, there's going to be so much to do. Of course, there's going to be a different transition from high school to college. And yes, it will take a while. Trust me, it will take a while. Because when I did stay overnight at Winning Peace, it was a huge adjustment it was totally a huge adjustment, because you have to wake up by a certain time, and then you have to go to orientation or something of that nature to learn about the school, and then go back to your dorm, then go back out. It's just so much. And of course, they have clubs that you can join that follow your interests. If not, you can create your own club, which I plan on doing as well. Actually, technically plan on continuing when I get to college as well. I'm gonna continue FTA once I get into college. So, make a name of yourself at colleges. Just like how you make a name for yourself in high school. Now, make a name at yourself in college. So, I know I haven't been to college yet, but I just know because I've experienced living in a dorm actually twice, in a college dorm twice, and I know kind of like that college student feel almost a couple years ago.
Okay.
So. Woo, oh, now that's words of encouragement right there. But hey, And my last question, which we'll be wrapping up the episode here, is so after you moved in, besides crying, what did you do after you moved in? So after you cried, after you wiped your tears and everything, what did you do next? Did you meet your roommate? Did you explore the campus? Did you figure out where your classes were? Like, what did you do?
Okay, so I moved in on a Saturday. I moved in on a Saturday. I moved in on a Saturday, and then on Sunday, I was exploring the campus a little more, exploring the college a little more, just to see what's there and stuff, because on that Saturday, I explored where my classes are going to be at, how far it is I have to walk, or do I want to take a bus. So pretty much like on that Sunday, I was just like preparing for my first week of classes. So pretty much that's what I did on that Sunday, just exploring the campus a little more, seeing what kind of activities that they have, and just waiting to start my first week of classes. Hung out with my roommate in our dorm room. So that's pretty much what I did.
All right. Well, that's all the questions that I have.
Okay. I hope those answers had helped out a lot. So yeah, it was a sharing my college story was a lot. I had to share it out. I just had to share it out, to just like release it all, because I just needed that, because last year, the quiet toward the end of last year was not a good rest of 2019. It just wasn't, because as I said in the episode, and I believe on here, that I was depressed, and just like I felt lonely. That's why I was out for the rest of the season, back in season 1, and then quite a little bit in season 2, because I was just going through a lot of things. I just had to figure out myself, try to get myself back together. And I also mentioned in that episode, at one point, I'm not going to lie, at one point I wanted to end my life. I just wanted to end it all, because I was just going through so many things, and to me, I felt like I can't control it no more. I just can't. I just have to end it. I just wanted everything to stop. But unfortunately, I came out of that with a fabulous person that I discovered during those times last year. Tamron Hall. She started her talk show back in September, and I started watching clips of it toward the end of November to December, and still now. And watching her show, that helped me a lot because she uplifts people up. She talks about topics that needs to be discussed. Because her main purpose is that we all have a story to share. We all have a story to share. Every single one of us, we have a story to share. And whatever your story is, share it. Do it at the right time that you feel like sharing your story, because it may help someone out. You never know. So I just love that about her and on her show. So let's talk about it. We all have a story to share. So let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. So I just love her so much. She saved me from wanting to kill myself. So I just want to thank her so very much.
And I had an opportunity to be on the Tamron Hall show, I believe in October, if I'm not mistaken. I believe October. I'm not really sure when. Like, time flies by when having fun. So I had a great opportunity to be up in the cyber hall. It's kind of like watching the show at home almost, except you're part of the show. So it's kind of it's kind of weird almost, because you're so used to watching, the show at home, right in your living room, and acting versus being in the show, watching the show. So you're in the show, watching the show. So it was getting it was really weird. Also, it was my very first time being on national TV. So I was kind of nervous. Like, I don't know if you watched it or not, but I was kind of nervous because, I don't want to have a bad reputation by North Carolina folks. So that's why you didn't really see me, clapping as much. That's why you didn't really see any reaction from me, because I was so nervous and I don't want to, mess up or anything. So,
Well, that is it, you guys, for this episode right here. I hope that you all will enjoy this episode. And this is going to be a long one here, you guys. So you might want to get comfy, grab you a blanket, a couple of snacks, because this is a long episode right here. So, yeah.
I make sure you wash your hands. If you haven't,
yes.
wash your hands.
please, please, please wash your hands, everyone, because that is very important. Yes, wash your hands, folks. It's really not that hard to wash your hands. I don't know why some people just don't want to do it, but we need to wash our hands. Yes. So that is it for this episode, you guys. I'm so glad to hear Darren's voice again. Back on this podcast. I'm just very grateful that he is back on for right now. So yeah. So is there before we end this episode, is there anything else that you would like to mention or to add?
No, not really. Just excited to be back on today's episode. Again, like I said in the beginning, after taking a 2-week break, mainly because of my work schedule, so I had the opportunity to take today and tomorrow. Well, actually, this episode comes out on Wednesday, so by the time you listen to this, it'll be Wednesday. But I had the opportunity to take today and yesterday off to sit down and record an episode with Damian yesterday, because this episode comes out Wednesday, so just not to confuse everybody. And plus it's the 1st of April, so it is not April Fool's. It is not April Fool's. No. This is not no joke. This is real. So plus it's the beginning of April as well. So yeah, that is it. Also, we are going to start videoing.
Yes, we forgot to mention that. Yes, we. Oh, go ahead.
So I don't know. Well, we just brought it up now. Me and Damian has been talking about this for a very long time, and we have decided together that we are going to be doing an episode right along with the audio. An episode of Future Educators Talk. The video will be put on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so that you'll be notified when a brand new episode of Future Educators Talk comes out, especially with audio and the videoing. Also, we have decided as well that we are going to do it once a month as well. The first videoing will debut on April 29th. But if you listen to my recent episode, which come out today as well, at Frett's Education Thoughts, that I would like to push it towards the weekend, because I'm mostly off on the weekends, because most unlikely the schedule that I'm saying now is that I'll be working every day in the mornings, Monday through Friday. So I would like to push it to the weekends. Now, I understand that Damian, he has stuff to do during the weekends, so I like to push it like during the weekend mornings, preferably Saturday mornings as well, so that we can get it out of the way and so that we can both enjoy our day as well. But of course, I have to let Damian know, or he'll let me know right after this episode of what's going on as well. So
we will keep y'all updated on that. So
for the first time ever since episode 2, without a further ado, I am your co-host. Oh wait, social medias, right? Social medias. See. Woo. Okay, time to bring it back. Make sure you follow us on our social medias. We're gonna do FET first, so make sure you follow us on Instagram at Future Educators Talk. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Future Ed Talk, and make sure you like our Facebook page at Future Educators Talk. You can, like I said earlier, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Future Educators Talk, and make sure you tap that bell so that you'll be notified when a brand new episode of Future Educators Talk comes out. And you can follow me, Darren Frett, or Andrew Frett as I prefer to be called, on my Twitter page at Darren_Frett, because yes, I do worry a lot, and on Instagram at It's Andrew.
Yes, and you can follow me on Instagram at Damian Anderson. That is at Damian Anderson, because y'all know I'm the one of only, of course, Damian Anderson. And you can follow me on Twitter at _Damian Anderson. So make sure you follow our podcast and your host. So do that.
Yes. And if you have any thoughts about this episode, or if you have any questions about episode, make sure you go to anchor.fm /voice message so that we can put your feedback into this episode, or we can answer your questions right into this episode as well. So make sure you do that. All you have to do is just click the link at the bottom of the podcast when the episode comes out. All you have to do is just select the bottom, and you will voice your concerns or voice your opinions or thoughts about this episode. And then all we have to do is just put your thoughts into this episode, and
yes,
we're gonna share our thoughts about it. So make sure you do that.
We would like to hear from you guys, our listeners. Because I don't think we did this before. We haven't hear from well, I shouldn't say that. We heard from a few, but we would like to hear from you guys. What do y'all think of this season of Future Educators Talk? What do y'all think of this podcast? Do y'all have any questions for us that, we will like to do in a future episode? Is there, a topic that you would like for us to discuss in a future episode, or bringing on guests? Who should we bring on? It's anything that you want to ask us. So we would like to hear from all of you guys, because y'all make this podcast better, even better, by sharing to us what you think of it. So please send those questions or your concerns to us.
Yes. All right. With those out of the way, without further ado, I am your co-host,
And
Andrew
I am
Frett.
Damian Anderson.
And this is Future Educators Talk. Have a fantastic Wednesday.
Yes.
And stay safe. And wash your hands.
Don't just listen to Future Educators Talk on your smartphone. Continue the conversation online. Like us on Facebook. Be a part of the conversation by telling us what you think. Join us on Instagram for behind-the-scenes content. And follow along on Twitter to stay up to date with what's happening on our podcast and beyond. It's you who keeps Future Educators Talk going. So like, comment, share, and connect everywhere with us. You get social. Let's listen.